Hi all, Stingy Hat here. Today we're going to be starting a new tutorial series wherein I'll show you how to create a simple side-scrolling space shooter from scratch using the Unity game engine. The focus of these tutorials will be on the programming aspects, although to be a game developer is to wear many hats, so we'll also touch on creating various graphics and sounds along the way. I'm going to try to make these tutorials simple enough that somebody completely new to game development will be able to follow along. There will be links in the description to a GitHub repository where you will be able to download the complete project video by video, and that way you'll be able to see a complete list of changes from one video to the next. If you choose to follow along with your own project, which I hope you do, please let me know about it in the comments and give this video a like. Also, feel free to reach out if you run into any issues or have any questions along the way, and I'll get back to you. Alright, let's begin this week by gathering all the various applications together that we are going to use to make this particular game. As I mentioned before, the game engine we will be using is Unity. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to go to unity.com and download and install the Unity Hub. Once you have the Hub installed, you can download the Unity editor. I'll be using version 2022.2 of the editor, but you can really use any version you want. For what we're doing, there won't be much of a difference between editor versions. When you install the Unity editor, you'll be asked if you want to install Visual Studio along with it. Go ahead and do that. Just a heads up, both Unity and Visual Studio are free for hobbyists like us, but they will require you to make an account. This one is optional, but you're also going to want to get yourself a text editor. You can use Windows Notepad, but I prefer a program called Notepad++. So you can go ahead and Google that. Next, you're going to want a 3D modeling program. Blender is a free 3D modeling program that you can get by going to blender.org. Alternatively, if you have Steam, you can download it through there. That has the benefit of automatically updating for you. For sound recording and editing, I recommend a program called Audacity, which you can get from audacityteam.org. Finally, you're going to want a source control system. Let's use Git by downloading it from git-scm.com. Links to all of these will be in the description of this video. And also, as it goes along, I'll show you how to use them. Okay, so hopefully you have everything set up now. When you open your Unity Hub, you're going to go to New Project. You're going to click on 3D Core for the template. For the project name, name it whatever you want. I'm going to call it Stingy Simple Space Shooter. And for the location, put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it here. And then finally hit Create Project when you're done. Then Unity is going to set up the project for you. That's going to take a couple minutes, so I'll see you back when that is finished. Okay, now that the project is finished being set up by Unity, this is what the editor looks like. You'll see over here, this is called the hierarchy view. This is where you can see the scenes that we have open and then the contents of those scenes. Down here real quickly, this is our project view, so we can see, basically it's like a file explorer. We can see all the files inside our project. The top level folder is always called assets, as we can see here. And then we can click on other folders in there and see what's inside those. In this case, I'm in the scenes folder, and I can see this sample scene.unity is in there. And then over here on the right, we have the inspector view. So anytime I click on an object in my scene, I can see the details of that object over here in the inspector. So let's set up our project for what we're going to need. So over here in the bottom, I'm going to click on assets, so I'm at the top level assets folder. I'm going to right click, go to create, and then folder, and I'm going to name this folder scripts. I'm going to do that again, right click, go to create, folder, and name that folder models. And then for a third time, I'm going to right click, go to create, folder, and name this sounds. So now my project looks like this. I have a folder for models, a folder for scenes, a folder for scripts, and a folder for sounds. We may end up adding more as time goes on, but I think for now that'll do. Finally, I want to go into the scenes folder by double clicking on it. And as we can see, there's this sample scene folder, or not folder, there's a sample scene already in here. I'm going to right click in here, go to create, and then scene to create a new scene, and we're going to name this scene game. By double clicking that scene, I'm going to open it up. So now I'm in the game scene. Now I'm going to click on sample scene.unity and delete it by clicking on it and hitting the delete key. It's going to ask me if I really want to do this, and yes, we really want to do that. Okay, so Control S together is always going to save whatever scene you're currently in, so keep that in mind. And that's probably all we're going to do for this week. For next week, we're going to create a scrolling background for our space shooter game.